Want to know whether or not you should buy a house this year? It's 2023. Is the market going to crash? Are prices going down? Should you buy now or should you wait? 2023 has already gone off to an interesting start. Prince Harry, for example, is getting ragged on for claiming that he killed 25 Talibans in Afghanistan. Magic Mike is sadly giving his last dance in theaters this year, and we've basically just seen the worst housing decline on record, where Toronto home sales have reached an all-time low. Since summer of last year, house prices have been declining to the point where there's talks of a market crash, and economists are actually saying that 2023 is going to be the year where house prices decline the most. So what does that mean for you? If you're a first-time home buyer thinking of getting your first home, is this the year to do it? If you're thinking of selling, you want to get top dollar, should you wait till the market picks back up again? If you're new here, hi and Happy New Year. I'm Rochelle Manguino. I've been a real estate agent here in Toronto for 7 years, and every day my team and I help people just like you and you and you and you and you buy and sell their homes. And today we're going to talk about all the ways that you can take advantage of this market downturn, whether you are a buyer, seller, renter, or investor. And by the way, if you can appreciate all the research and effort that goes into creating a video like this, first and foremost, I am a real estate agent. I'm not a YouTuber, but I have a setup like this in my bedroom just to create videos for you that are entertaining and engaging and hopefully educational, and you can learn a little bit more about the Toronto real estate market. That said, as a realtor, if you are looking to buy or sell your next home here in Toronto or anywhere in the greater Toronto area, then I would love to help you. Give me a shout. All of my contact information is down below. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and me or my partner Christina, or both of us actually, we would love to help you and your family get living in Toronto. So let's talk about prices. Everyone wants to know, are prices dropping, and is this a good time to buy a house? Well, according to the Toronto Star, they say that there is more trouble ahead for real estate in 2023, and the Globe and News headlines say that Canadians hope patience will pay off. As home prices dip, it just takes time. The question is, how much time? Everyone wants to know, are prices actually just going to dip, or is there potential for them to go back to pre-pandemic levels altogether? Because no one's got time for this no more. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, 2023 is going to be a challenging year in terms of affordability. I did name this video, Don't Buy a Home in 2023, for a reason. And the truth is, based on local government policies and where the world is right now and how it's affecting our local market, this year is going to be harder for a lot of people to afford a home. And I say that for two main reasons. It's going to be harder for people to afford a home this year, and the first reason why is interest rates. As you can see, interest rates in Canada have been rising at the fastest pace they've ever been at in the last 40 years. So last year, 2022, for example, we saw 7 rate hikes, which is crazy. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, we started the year at 0.25%, and now we're all the way at 4.25%. So that's a 400% increase. So what does that mean for you? Higher interest rates make loans, like your mortgage, more expensive. So if you're a homeowner in a city like here in Toronto that has high-priced real estate, then you could easily pay hundreds of dollars more on top of your regular mortgage payments. So I've had clients, for example, on variable rate mortgages who have had their mortgage go up by $500 a month. Not only that, actually buying a home is going to be challenging too. If you are a first-time home buyer, just know that any increase in interest rate is going to reduce how much home you can afford. So for example, maybe before you could have gotten a home for $1 million, but now your lender might only qualify you for $925,000. The same thing goes for sellers. If you are thinking of selling your home, the price that you get is tied to buyers' purchasing power. And since buyers' purchasing power has gone down, in the same respect where you could have sold your home for $1 million before, for example, you might only get $925,000 for it now. By the way, if you are a first-time home buyer, make sure to check out this video that walks you through all the important steps that you need to take when you buy a home in Toronto. And also check out this video to make sure that you don't make any common mistakes that a lot of first-time home buyers make that could cost you thousands of dollars. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video so far. But that's the first reason we're going to see affordability issues this year, is because of high interest rates. But the second reason is because we have a housing shortage. In Toronto, there is way more demand for housing than there is supply. We basically have a lot of people who need a home to live in, but there aren't enough homes to actually fill that demand. And so basic economics tells us that when demand is high and supply is low, prices are going to go up. We've had a supply shortage for several years, and this shortage is expected to continue in the years to come. According to Stats Canada, for example, for the last 2 years ending this year, we're going to have over 1 million new immigrants coming to Canada, and many of those new immigrants are expected to settle in the GTA. And so there's been an ongoing demand from newcomers to Toronto, but on top of that, now that we are in post-pandemic times, we're also seeing a lot of people who used to live in Toronto but went away during the pandemic. These people are coming back. And so growth is being fueled by both foreigners and locals. And so one of the main problems that we're facing here in Toronto specifically is that, yeah, we aren't keeping up with all of the growth, but the main reason why is because new construction costs are high. Developers here in the Golden Horseshoe, they are still facing high development fees. Getting financing for their projects has become a lot harder. The cost of labor and materials has gone up substantially. So with all of these problems with creating new housing, we are seeing a lot of developers who just aren't following through with their projects. It's become too expensive, and so they're just stopping their new home builds altogether, or they're passing on their higher costs to the end user, the home buyer. Either way, because of low supply and high costs, that is the reason why homes in Toronto this year are likely to become even more unaffordable. So what does all this mean for you? Increasing interest rates and continued supply shortages mean that affording a home is going to continue to be a challenge for many Canadians. However, at the end of the day, affordability is subjective. A lot of people are looking at a home purchase this year to be a good long-term investment, especially when you compare this year to last. So as we head into 2023, it's important to monitor the market and see where prices are going. Luckily, I've already looked at the market, and I am going to show you some data about what you can expect right now and what you can look forward to looking forward. Right now, prices are going down. The average price of a home year over year has gone down by 7% to $1.09 million. Semi-detached and detached homes have seen the highest price drops, 11 and 14%. And with the exception of a couple of months, home prices have been going down for a couple of months and will likely to do so into this year. In terms of where things are going, we are currently in a balanced market, but trending towards a buyer's market, which is great if you are a buyer and you're looking to buy a home, because you know that for the last 3 years, Toronto was in a very strong seller's market where there were bidding wars and homes were being sold for days. Things today have softened up. We are now in a balanced market, and if things continue to slow down, then we can eventually see ourselves turning into a buyer's market. A buyer's market is where you're going to see home prices go down even more. There's going to be less competition, more power for you as a buyer in terms of negotiating, and ultimately more housing options to choose from. So another thing that I wanted to mention real quick is that Canada just placed a ban on foreign investment. So starting January 1st of this year, there's a new ban on foreign investors. Basically, if you're not from Canada, then you're not allowed to purchase real estate here for the next 2 years. It's a law that they passed because during the pandemic, when we saw a lot of prices go crazy, a lot of politicians said that foreign buyers were the ones to blame. I personally don't think that that's the case, because foreign buyers make up such a small percentage of the market, and so I don't see this ban having a huge effect on prices, but something to consider nonetheless, because if foreigners can't purchase property here, then at least that leaves more doors open for locals who actually need a home to live in. And so at the end of the day, if you are leaning towards buying a home, then there is data to suggest that this is the year to do it. It is important to note that the pandemic years, those were outliers in terms of pricing and demand for housing. The numbers we saw in the first 2 years or so just weren't typical of the Toronto real estate market. And so now this is the time where you really want to monitor where the market is going, how the government is going to tackle inflation, because that's tied to the high interest rates that we're seeing right now. And we want to continue to monitor those interest rates and basically just balance everything out with your own personal needs and objectives. So if this is the time to buy a home for you or not, never mind what the media or data or anything suggests, buying real estate is a long-term game and gain. And as always, if you are ready to make that purchase or sell your next home here in Toronto or anywhere in the GTA, then I would love to help you out. Give me a shout. All my contact is down below. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Also, check out this video that rhymes off all the best neighborhoods in Toronto that people are moving to. It is one of my highest performing videos, so hopefully you're gonna find it helpful too. Or if you need to be just outside of the city center, then this video walks you through everything that you need to know about living in Toronto's most popular districts, North York, Etobicoke, and Scarborough. Check it out too. It's really good. All right, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch you all living in Toronto.